Hey guys, it's Treetop. I'm back out here at the reloading bench. This is where we make ammo great again. I got that from the Reloaders Network, and it cracks me up every time I see it. So I got a new product from Lee that I wanted to share with you. And if you're a Lee reloader and you have any other equipment, this may be of interest to you. So Lee has just come out with a breech lock. They call it an update kit. I would have called it an adapter kit. And what this does is it allows you to turn your non-breech lock press into a breech lock press if you have a removable bushing. So if you have one of these removable bushings in your press, you could take that out and you can install this adapter, and then you can turn your press, in this case an old press, into a breech lock press. Easy peasy. So I was pretty excited about this. Now, let me get the details done. This kit comes in 1.5 inches, which is part number 90512, and it comes in 1.25 inches, 90512, and 1.5 inches, 90094 for the larger platform presses. So this was really timely for me. This is, like I said, it's a new product, really timely for me because I just came into possession of this old Rock Chucker, RCBS Rock Chucker A2, built in 1968. And I got this from a friend. Actually, I got somebody's whole reloading kit from an estate. Somebody gave it to a friend. He didn't really want to reload, so I said, hey, you want me to go through it and, I'll part it out. And he dropped it all off over here in about 4 boxes. And in it was this old Rock Chucker press. And it was pretty grubby, and it had a lot of dirt, years and years of dirt. Didn't look like anybody touched it in a long time. A lot of surface corrosion. And I took it apart, cleaned it up, and it just turned out to be the smoothest, tightest, great running press. And so I was super excited to start using it to reload. It's my newest, oldest thing. So first thing I found out was I really had gotten used to using the breech lock, the turn and drop in option. And I really didn't like having to run, take my breech lock bushings off and readjust them and run them all in. Anyway, you get the drill. So I thought to myself, man, wouldn't it be great if somebody made a breech lock adapter so that you could use your breech lock bushings? And for me, that was nice because I have a lot of these, right? I mean, because I've come from the Lee side of things, I've got quite a few of them. And most of my dies that I don't use on the turret press are set up in these. My Hornady dies are in these. So I went to looking for it, and sure enough, I found it. And it turns out it's a brand new product. It just came out. So the only place I found it at the time of ordering was Midway USA. So I put in an order, I got it, and I went to install it. This is where the bad part came. It appears to be just me that is going to have the problem, but I want to share it with you just in case it's a little bit wider issue. Like I said, this is a 1968 press, but I took this bushing out, and the threads were pristine in there. This thing just threaded. Once I broke it loose, I could just freewheel it and take it out. And when I went to install this one, I got it in about 3 threads, and it got really tight. And I ended up putting a big set of channel hooks on it. And, probably a smart person would have taken it back out, put it back in the kit, and figured it out. But there weren't any smart people here. It was just me. So I went ahead and installed it. And I did it like, when you're cutting threads. So I just, turn it a quarter, back it off, a little oil, keep going. And eventually I got it all the way in. And it sort of stabilized where it was just about the same amount of force going in. It was excessive, but I wasn't worried about hurting the press because this is high carbon steel and these bushings are just aluminum. So I knew if anything gave way to be the aluminum bushing, I wasn't going to hurt the press doing that. But anyway, it worked. I got it in, I got it adjusted, and I was able to use it. But I wanted to make a video, and I wanted to kind of track this down, being it was a new product, and see, is there something wrong with it? Is there something wrong with me, my process? What's going on? So I called Lee, and they were super, super helpful. They were really interested in what was going on, probably because it's a new product for them. They sent me out this one. This is from their first run. It's a green one. I don't know if it was a prototype or what, but they sent me out this one to try, and it had exactly the same problem. So whatever the problem is, it's uniform. And, you know, honestly, I really couldn't tell. They look like they were matched up to me. This is the original bushing. You can lay the threads in there, and they seem to fit pretty good. But whatever the case was, it seemed to be the press. To make sure, I went and I bought the Hornady lock and load kit, and I tried to install it in here. Same threads, you know, 1¼ by 14. I mean, 1¼ by 12. Same exact thing. 3 threads in, started getting tight. So something they did back in 1968 on this press didn't line up well. But so that made me think that anybody else is going to be fine. That was just probably isolated to me and maybe some of these really old presses. But anyway, just wanted to make you aware of that. Put that little data point out there in case somebody does run into trouble. Now, just a little point of installation there. One thing that I did was I rotated this, installed it, the bushing, so that I could use this little index part here. So here's my free drop right there, and then when I turn it, it's going to come over here. And I picked this spot here because this is where the auto prime is, so it's just kind of a natural alignment right here at 6 o'clock, and it lines up the same. Now, for me, I thought that was kind of nice to have that same alignment. On the regular presses, you actually have a push button right here, but this one, you just have to kind of simulate it. Now, why that's nice for me is I like to do shoulder setback with my die settings. I very seldom do a full die to shell holder contact. I just don't need to oversize brass that much. So I'll come, you know, I'll set to where I set back, even for the auto loaders, just about 4 thousandths or so, 3 or 4 thousandths, and they fit fine. I don't have any issues. But by doing that, I was able to have a index mark, you know, something I can reference. So when I turn this to lock it, because I don't have a real fixed spot, I can just line it right up like that. These stay put, and then I found it to be within about 1/1000th of repeatability. So that worked out really good for me. Anyway, just a little bit of a finer point. So that's all I got. I don't want to labor this too much. I just wanted to share this with you, tell you a little bit about how I got to it, and make sure you knew it was out there. So if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go visit us over at the Reloaders Network. That's where I got this mug. And happy reloading, be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.